I wanted to share this news article with you. It's nearly 60% of U.S. farmers say their finances are getting worse as fertilizer and fuel costs rise. They did a survey, and this is what farmers say, that a new survey by the American Farm Bureau Federation shows the closure of the Strait of Hormuz is affecting regions across the United States as the spring growing season begins. Southern farmers are hit hardest with only 19% saying they pre ordered fertilizer and 78% saying they can't afford full crop needs. Farmers are cutting corn, shifting to soybeans, and stretching inputs, raising risks to crop yields. And they're switching to soybeans because it uses less nitrogen. This needs to be a wake up call to each and every one of us. We're always battling weather, disease, and insects, said Overman. 3 years. We've had record high input prices. It has just got higher the last 6 to 8 weeks. So food is going up. There's going to be shortages in certain things because even if they got it open today, farmers need it now. Already needed it, especially down here in the southern states. Fertilizer prices have surged due to shipping disruptions from the war in the Middle East, and the higher costs are rippling across the U.S. agricultural. Just as spring planting is underway, farmers are being forced to scale back inputs, shift crops, and reconsider how much to plant, which could affect the supply of certain crops in the United States around the world. Now, it goes into talking about how the Midwest pre-ordered, most of them pre-ordered theirs, but there's still 48% of the Midwest that did not order their fertilizer yet. The share was at least 66% in the western, northeast, and southern regions. The South, um, look at this, fertilizer cost and nitrogen costs on her farm jumped from $139 per acre last year to an unexpected $217 this season. You think about how much food, I mean, that's got to go to the consumers. We have to pay for that because the farmers can't. They don't make enough to meet soak up that. I mean, now bracing for a less profitable growing season, she's among the many farmers networking their books to try to blunt the blow from rising commodity crop prices. A lot of them are changing their crops to soybeans, so we better get used to liking that. Southern farmers and crops are hit the hardest. While farmers across the United States are struggling with higher costs, the impact isn't evenly distributed across the land. Producers in the South are the most exposed, according to the Farm Bureau's data, as just 19% pre-booked fertilization ahead of the season. 19%, far below the Midwest, where 67% locked in supplies early. That timing gap is critical. Farmers who didn't pre-buy are now facing higher prices. As a result, 78% of the southern farmers say they can't afford all required fertilizer compared to 48% in the Midwest. That is especially concerning given the crop mix. More than 80% of rice, cotton, and peanut producers say they are unable to afford necessary inputs. Those crops will be the most vulnerable to reduce yields this season compared to soybeans, which tend to require less nitrogen. This article is very good. There was many articles. Even if we got it now, I mean, you're looking. This is cereal. I mean, cereal just went up, and we're paying $5 a box for name any or over. Actually, my dad likes Total and All Brand. They've gone up to $5.50 a box, and that's not even the large box. And that's before this. So we, the people, will be paying for this. because the farmers can't. That's just too much on them. And they can't even grow a lot of it. So I would think if you have any extra cash laying around at all, which most people don't, try to go down and get you some extra rice, peanut butter, um, cotton is your clothing. I mean, that's your underwear and socks. If you need anything like that in the foreseeable future, you might need to go grab some of that. I don't. It's just awful. We grow so much okra. We grow so much down here in the South, so that I've got to get out there and get some okra planted. Our growing season has already started, so we need. I actually have a little tomato. I mean, I would go down and try to get you some extra bags of dirt that has. If you, I don't know if our planting dirt that we use has all that in there. I have no idea. All this raises uh, the risk of lower crop yields and reduce overall production. With the large portions of the South, Northeast, and West unable to fully fertilize crops, the Farm Bureau suggests those risks are building. The advocacy group aims to meet with the White House to push for more aid for farmers in the coming months. So they're going to need money to make it, or they're going to end up shutting down. We're looking at a worldwide famine, maybe even our own country, because if we may not be able to ship food out to other countries to help them out this year. We don't know. Uh, I know where I live, I've never seen people eat out so much in my life, but I think that it's gotten really expensive just to go down and get a burger and fries. I could, and all this, it's just a trickle down effect. All this that we're growing, the corn and all this, that feeds our cows. I mean, meat is so expensive as it is. And it hurts people. It hurts people who are on limited income the worst. Social Security. They're living on Social Security, and many have already gone back to work with a part-time job just to feed their family and pay for their Medicare cost. Medicare is outrageous. Just something you paid for your whole life is going to cost you $215 a month this year for your Medicare B, and that doesn't count any type of supplemental insurance. Gasoline, I mean, I try to keep my tanks full because I never will know what's going to go up even more or be short. But it's hard. It's getting harder and harder and harder just to do that. And I don't travel that much. I don't travel at all. I just go to places around here in town close by, maybe a couple times a week. Anyway, I wanted to share that article with you, and the one that, and I hope that you take heed on this. You might want to get down and try to get you a little bit extra of these things, just to make, if anything, to save money. If you don't not worried about your family doing without our food, if anything, to save you some money. Hope you have a blessed day and stay safe out there. Okay, love you. Bye bye.